Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Candace and I make sewing patterns and sewing videos. And today we are going to be talking all about my summer sewing plans. If you've watched any of my recent vlogs, I've mentioned that I find it really hard to make time to sew the things that I actually want to sew because I'm often working on upcoming patterns, so I'm just sewing samples all of the time. And although I'm super grateful that this is my job and this is what I get to do, I do miss just sewing for fun and sewing the things that I want to sew. So before I went into designing my next patterns, I wanted to choose things that would be really good basics and also patterns that I could hack and make into other things. And most importantly, patterns that I would want to wear a lot. So that is the mindset that I went into when designing them. So a few of the patterns are going to be my patterns that are going to be releasing this summer, just because I am going to be sewing a bunch of them for samples, but they are really good staple pieces. And then I have a few other patterns from other designers sprinkled in as well. I tried to keep the list to a manageable amount, and I probably still won't get through all of it, but I did make a little mood board on Milanote, and I've planned out 12 projects. I know that's very ambitious given that summer is so short here, especially in Ontario, but I think I'm gonna make this into a little video series and try to maybe batch cut everything and then sew through it in a week or two. I am a very fast sewist, so I think it could be doable. I have pulled all the fabrics that I would like to use or am contemplating using for these projects, and I will show you my inspo photos and the patterns that I'm planning on using for them. So the first project is one that I've been thinking about for quite a while, and I'm almost a little bit worried that it's gonna be out of style by the time I make it, but I've seen a lot of lace skirts on Pinterest and just social media lately, and I really like them paired with a boxy tee. So I found this piece of lace at the thrift store. It was $7.99, and I think there's about 2 or 2.5 meters here. So quite a lot of fabric, and I'm just gonna do a very simple gathered skirt, so just a rectangle with a waistband. I might add a tier at the bottom, I'm not sure, but it's just gonna be a really quick make. And this is the piece that's the furthest outside of my comfort zone, but I wanted to have one fun piece in this little summer collection. The next fabric I have is this beautiful washed linen from Blackbird Fabrics. It is in the color Cherry Cordial, and I have 3.5 meters of this, so quite a bit. And I'm going to make a pair of boxer shorts. I really like the boxer short trend, and I think this fabric is perfect for it. So I'm going to use my new pattern, which is going to be coming out in about 2.5 weeks. And it's called the Sourdough Pants and Shorts. And I think I'll be able to squeeze a top out of it as well. So I'm going to use my Nora Tank pattern, which is the first pattern that I released in, I think it was 2021. And I'm re-releasing that pattern very soon, I think next week, because it didn't have extended sizing at the time that I released it. So it's now available in sizes 00 to 34. So that one is coming very soon, but it is a deep V-neck tank with a bunch of options, but I'm gonna do view A, which is the ruffle sleeve. And I think it's gonna be so cute, either as a set or with jeans or something like that. The next two fabrics are both eyelet, and I really love eyelet for summer, but I haven't really sewn very much of it. So I have these two pieces. This white one is from Our Social Fabric in Vancouver, and I bought it at least 3 years ago because that's when I moved to Ontario. Probably more 5 or 6 years ago, but it has kind of a geometric pattern on it, and it's just really cute. Very classic summer fabric. And then I also have this one, which I got from a collab, and I made a dress with it, and I had some left over. And I also didn't love the dress. I made the dress when I was 27 weeks pregnant, and it just doesn't really fit me anymore. So I have these two options for the new pattern from Blackbird, which is the Daphne top. As soon as they released it, I was so excited because I've been looking for a pattern like that for a while. It's a very classic square neckline pattern. It has a few different views. There's dress views and top views, but I'm gonna do the top view that has the drawstring at the waist and the button placket at the front. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do white because I'm a sucker for white in the summer, and it looks like a really fun pattern to sew up. I have another gingham fabric next. I'm very into the gingham trend, but I bought this mini, I think this one's navy gingham cotton from GK Fashion Fabrics, and I also got a black version of this. And I recently saw a top on Aritzia's website, and it was a red gingham top with a scoop neck and kind of shirring or elastic channels at the waist, very similar to my strawberry shortcake dress. So I think I'm going to use my pattern and hack it to make something similar. My pattern is finished with bias tape, or it has like an adjustable strap. So I think I'll have to extend the pattern up to do a self strap. So it's all one piece, and make some sort of channels for the neckline. I'm gonna have to kind of work it out, but I think it would be so cute in this navy fabric, and this is the perfect weight for that as well. The next fabric I have is this red washed linen, and this is also from Leopard Fabrics. I ordered this kind of recently. It's in the color grenadine, but it's a really bright, like poppy red, perfect for summer. And I would like to make the ginger top by Small Museum. It is a square neck tank with kind of like open sides that tie on each side with like a big bow. And I just think it's such a cute summer top, and it would look so good in red. I'm really trying to add more color to my wardrobe, and I think sewing has been really great for that. I'm so much less scared to use color these days, and summer is the perfect time to dress more colorfully. The next fabric I have is this mauvey sort of brown linen. I don't know where I got this, but I really like this color. Anytime I make something in this color, I end up wearing it a ton. And I'm gonna make this into a little set using my upcoming patterns. The top is a boat neck tank pattern, and the shorts are just like your classic elastic waist short. But I'm gonna do view C of my top, which has a little bit of a swung out side seam. And the shorts are just gonna be like the plainest view, just 1.5 inch elastic / pockets, drawstring. And I think this is gonna be my new summer uniform. I have made a bunch of samples of the patterns, and that's all I've been wearing for the last month. They're just cute, comfortable, easy to throw on, and honestly, my idea of the perfect summer patterns. The next fabric I have is another Blackbird fabric. Honestly, I pretty much exclusively shop at Blackbird because their fabric is just so good. I really miss being close to them. I used to live in Vancouver, just a few blocks from them, and I would always be there picking up my fabric. But this is another wash linen. This is in oatmeal. I have 3 meters of this, and I would like to make the new dress that's coming out by Cayden Naughton. It's called the Shoreline Shift, I believe, but it's a really cute shift dress with a deep scoop neck, and I think it has an adjustable drawstring at the neckline. But as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to make it, and I feel like that doesn't happen quite as often anymore for me because I have a lot of patterns in my collection, and I also make my own patterns, but it just looks like such a cute and comfy summer dress. So that is the plan for this one. And the next fabric is this leopard denim fabric, which I got from Fluid Plus Drape. I ordered this a long time ago, and my plan was to make the co-trousers by Daughter Judy, and I still want to make those, but I just haven't had the time to make mock-ups and assess the fit and everything because I always have to make fit adjustments to pants. Basically, it never happens that I can make something straight out of the packet. So that is why I put this one off for so long. I just love this fabric so much. It has a really nice structure and weight to it. I know that leopard print pants are very trendy right now, but I feel like they always are coming in and out of style. And honestly, I would say leopard never really goes out of style. It's basically a neutral for me. So I'm really hoping that I can get to making these. And it's ironic that I am a sewing pattern designer, but I find that I really don't get that much time to sew. I am mostly stuck behind my computer, but I have to say I really do love that work as well. I just feel like I miss my sewing machine lately. So hopefully if I plan to make this into a series of making all of these garments, that will actually pull me away from my computer and I can sew some of these things. So the next make is another Blackbird pattern, and I actually don't have fabric for this one yet. I am hoping to get like a chartreuse or cobalt colored denim to make it, but I want to make the bestie bag from Blackbird Fabrics. I've been wanting to make this one for a long time as well, and I could really use a new bag in my rotation. I basically use the same 3 purses all of the time, and 2 of them are the same pattern. So I just want to have another option in my rotation, and I think a really colorful bag would be such a good complement to the rest of my wardrobe because I love adding just like a little pop of color. So I'm hoping to pick up the fabric for that in Vancouver because I'm actually going there in a couple weeks. So I'm going to try to place an order and pick it up in person when I'm there. The next fabric I have is this like medium wash denim. It's actually quite a thin denim, and I think it has a tiny bit of stretch. It has a really nice drape to it actually, so it's definitely on the lighter side, but I got this from GK Fashion Fabrics, and I would like to make the new top pattern that I'm working on because I've been seeing these denim tops all over social media and just like online. And I just love how they look with white denim or like white linen pants. And I actually made a denim top as a sample when I was designing my pattern, but the denim that I used was really thick and not really suited to a top. So as much as I like the idea of that top, I just don't really like wearing that one because it just feels too heavy and thick. But I really do like the look of it, so I want to recreate one in a softer fabric like this. Okay, I almost forgot about this fabric. I was just putting things away and noticed that I didn't talk about this one. This is another Blackbird fabric, and it's a linen viscose mix. And I think this was an exclusive print of theirs that came out last summer, but it's called Le Weekend Viscose Linen Blend. And I have 3 meters of it, so I don't actually have that much. I have enough to make a dress, I think, like a long dress. But I'm not sure if I want to make a top and pants set or a dress. I would love your input actually. So what I have in mind is either doing like a straight across neckline, probably like empire waist dress. I'm thinking of that Mimi G dress. I've made it once. It has a tie in the back and kind of like a low gathered back and just a long gathered skirt. I think that would be really pretty, especially with maybe some contrast piping. I've never sewn piping, so I think that could be really fun. It would be kind of like Farm Rio vibes, but I just haven't used this fabric because it's so cute and I have such a hard time cutting into fabrics that I really love because I don't want to mess it up and make something that I won't wear. So this one, if you have ideas for me, I would love to hear them, but it's just so much fun. It has a glass of wine and cheese and lemons and tomatoes and a baguette and a crab. It's just so cute. So I've kind of lost track of how many projects I've had because I added in a couple of fabrics as I was going. So it might not actually be 12 projects, but the last fabric I wanted to show you guys is this really beautiful thrifted tablecloth. And I found this one sort of recently, I think, and it just has all of these beautiful pink flowers on it and lace detailing. And with thrifted fabrics, and especially tablecloths, I feel like you kind of have to drape it on your dress form or hold it up to yourself to kind of see what it would be best made into. And the way that the embroidery sits, I think it would actually be perfect for my top pattern that I mentioned a couple times. And I think that I could cut my pattern out almost perfectly so that the bottom would have this, not scallop, but this lace edging on the hem. And I think that would be really pretty. So I'm going to try and make that out of this tablecloth as well. But this is kind of like a maybe project if I finish all of the other ones, which now, staring at that pile, seems like it's way too ambitious for this summer, but we'll see. Maybe I can convince my parents to take the kids for a weekend and just have like a sew-a-thon and sew through all of these things. That actually sounds really incredible. So I think I'm gonna try to make that happen. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got some inspiration for your own summer makes or discovered some new patterns. And if you're interested in my patterns that I mentioned, they will hopefully be released in about 2 to 3 weeks. And I will link my Etsy shop below if you're interested in those. And I hope you guys have a great summer and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.